Hi class, today it's all about airplanes and automobiles, okay? These are two of my favorite early pioneers in aviation, and what makes them stand out to me personally is the fact they went from building airplanes to building cars. So these guys were, were amazing designers, engineers. It's Gabriel and Charles Voisin, and this is them in 1906. Obviously you can tell the spelling is Voisin, but the way they pronounce in French is the V is silent and you say Voisin. So Voisin brothers. Okay. Also, I want to note that on the right, this image here, this is the early gliders. What was popular in the late 1890s were this type of glider type devices. This is long before, obviously this is before they added engines and propellers and things, but you can tell this is pretty precarious. So they basically would launch themselves off a hill and hopefully not get too hurt on the way down, okay? So we're gonna learn about these guys, kind of where they started from. Gabriel Voisin was a French aviation pioneer, and he created the Europe's first manned engine-powered heavier-than-air aircraft in 1908 in Paris. I'd like to let you know that to note that the Wright brothers at Kitty Hawk had already achieved a flight in the United States at around 1903. But the Wright brothers also were heavily influenced by these early pioneers in France. So France was a lot of what was going on in the world as far as gliders and later into aviation, okay? Then by World War I, 1914, 1918, the Voisin brothers founded military aircraft, notably the Voisin 3, and subsequently they switched to design and production of luxury automobiles after World War I. Okay, Charles Voisin, his brother, he joined his brother in 1906. Again, back to this picture here. Then together as a team, and they formed the Voisin aircraft. Voisin Brothers Flying Machines was formed. Okay, their company. They were pretty successful at selling these to the French aviation industry, but unfortunately, Charles was killed in an automobile accident in 1912 before they really took off. Obviously passing away way too early. Was to note that his passenger was an early woman aviator, Baroness de la Roche, and she was also injured in the accident. And this is to note that, just make a point of it, that women were also a big part of this energy in the early days of aviation. And to note that Amelia Earhart would take her first flight in 1920 and declared, "As soon as we left the ground, I knew myself she had to fly." So these are some of the early aircraft, and I just thought we'd just give you a little brief introduction.